Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so the next program in chapter 3 is software sales. Okay, so a software company sells a package that retails for 99%. Quantity discounts are given according to the following table. So for 10 to 19 packages, you're getting a 10% discount. 20 to 49, you're getting 20% discount. 50 to 99, 30%. 100 or more, you're getting 40%. Write a program that asks the user to enter the number of packages purchased. The program should then display the amount of the discount, if any, and the total amount of the purchase after the discount. Okay, so basically this program is going to ask the user to enter the number of packages they're buying. Each package retails for $99. Each package costs $99. So basically they give you discounts based on the number of packages you buy. So if you buy 10 to 19 packages, you're getting a 10% discount. So it's going to be basically whatever amount you bought times the 99. But then if you bought anywhere from 10 to 19 packages, you're going to get a 10% discount off your total amount, right? So the program wants us to write a program that is going to ask the user to enter number of packages, display any discount, okay, display a discount if any, and then the total amount of the purchase after the discount. Okay, so that means minus the discount. All right, so let's just start. So for the first thing we're going to do is, because the program says the question says write a program that asks the user to enter the number of packages purchased. So let's start with that. So I'm going to ask the user how many packages they purchased by using the input function. And the input function is basically going to ask the user how many packages they bought. So I'm just going to say sorry. Please enter the number of packages bought. Now, anything that the input function returns, okay, is returned as a string. Anything the input function returns is a string. So over here, the question is asking, or the statement is asking the user to enter the number of packages bought. It's a number, right? So if the user enters a number, although the user entered a number, this number is going to be returned as a string. So the input function basically displays this message and pops up some kind of a text box, or allows the user to enter something, whatever the user types, even if it's a number. As long as you're using the input function, it's returned as a string. But we can't use strings in calculations, or we can't use strings to basically do what we want to do here. So in order to really do what we want to do here, we have to convert that input that the user typed into a number, all right? Initially, it's going to be a string. So because I want this input the user typed as a number, I have to convert it, because initially it's returned as a string. So because it's an integer, it's going to be the number of packages you're buying. I'm going to go ahead and convert everything the user typed into an integer by calling the int function and surrounding everything that the user typed with parentheses. So basically, I've called the int function, converting everything that the user typed into an integer. Because again, the input function returns a string anytime the user types in something. So now it has been converted to an integer. And once it does, we need a place to store it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a variable, and I'm going to call it number of packages. I'm going to even go ahead and say, because I like doing that, user number of packages. And I'm going to store what the user type converted to an integer here as a user number of packages. Now, because this line here is exceeding this line, because this statement is exceeding this line here, I don't really want that. This line is like a guideline to help me type or code 80 characters on a line. Okay, it's like a Python standard to code 80 characters on a line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and type 80 characters on a line, but because this is exceeding this line, I want to break it on a new line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the string here, and this is the closing string for this string here. So I'm going to go ahead and type the opening string here like this. So basically you have two separate strings, and I'm going to separate them with a plus sign. I'm going to concatenate them together with a plus sign. But I can now go ahead and break it somewhere here, right? And before you break any line in Python, you have to type the / key and hit enter. So now I've broken it to a new line. Okay, so by the time this program runs or gets to this point, we will have the number of packages stored and user number of packages. So now we can go ahead and continue. For example, can continue. The question over here says a software company sells a package that retails for $99. $99, we can go ahead and store it in a variable. We can store it in a variable because, for example, if we are using this $99 anywhere in our program, if we have it stored in a variable, if the price changes to, let's say, $2,000, we can just go into the variable, change the variable value to $2,000, and anywhere we use that variable in the program, it's going to change based on the value stored in the variable up here in the declaration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it package price. Package price now is going to be equal to 99. Okay, 99. Yeah, just a 99. Just to represent $99. All right. So once we do that, let's see. Yeah, package price is going to be equal to $99. So now we can go ahead and basically check. We can go ahead and basically check to see what number the package falls in. If it falls in 10, if it's either 10 all the way to 19, if it falls through that range, then we give the user a discount of 10%, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create an if statement here, like this. Oops, I thought I was coding in Java. So yeah, it's in Python. So I'm going to go ahead and create an if statement like this and say if the user number of packages. So if the user number of packages, I'm going to start by saying if it's less than 10. Okay, if it's less than 10, that's anything less than 10. That means it's not from 10 to 9. Anything less than 10, you have a discount. Okay, your discount is going to be equal to 0. Okay, 0. All right, because the program said the question said the program should then display the amount of the discount. This is the amount of the discount. Okay, yeah, the amount of discount, if any. So we need a discount to go ahead and calculate it. All right, so if it's less than 10, it didn't state any discount here for you, so you have 0 discount. Right, now what if your user number of packages is not less than 10? First, I'm going to go ahead and create an else if, which is an elif. Elif in Python, but it's an else if equivalent in other languages. So if we know that if the number of packages is not less than 10, okay, we know for sure that if it's not less than 10, then that number is it's either 10 or above, right? We know that number is either 10 or above, but we don't want all numbers 10 or above. We want the numbers 10 or above. We know all the numbers 10 or above, but at the same time less than 20. Right, so we know that if that number is not less than 10, then that number is 10 or above, right? And for all the numbers 10 or above, we don't want all the numbers 10 or above. We want the numbers from 10 all the way to 19. So we want the numbers 10 or above, but also less than 20, because anything 10 or above, okay, but also less than 20 gives you the range 10 to 19. So elif the user number of packages is less than 20, and we know that we are dealing with the package number of package number of 10 to 19, because if it's not less than 10, then it's 10 or above. Anything 10 or above but also less than 20 is 10 to 19. In that case, then discount, okay, is going to be equal to 10%. Right now 10%, I'm going to open the calculator over here. 10% is the same as 10 divided by 100. Okay, 10% is the same as 10 divided by 100. And when you put that in your calculator and you hit the equal sign, or you hit the answer, you're getting 0.1. Okay, so 0.1 is the same as 10%. Okay, it's basically 0.10. Okay, it's the same thing. 0.1 is the same as 10%. I'm just going to say 0.10, just end it with a 10. So in that case, the discount is going to be equal to 0.10. All right, or 0.1, same thing. Now, what if the user number of packages is not less than 20? So guess what? If it's not less than 10, and it's not less than 20, then that means we're dealing with numbers 20 and above. If the number is not less than 10, if it's not less than 20, then that means we're dealing with the numbers 20 and above. We don't want all the numbers 20 and above. We want the numbers from 20 to 49, right? So if that number is not less than 10 and is not less than 20, it's 20 and above. For all the numbers 20 and above, we want the numbers also, this number of packages, less than 50. Because if that number is not less than 10, if it's not less than 20, then we know that number is either 20, or above. Okay, 20 or above. So for all the numbers 20 or above, we don't want all of it. We don't want all the numbers 20 and above. We want the numbers 20 and above, but at the same time less than 50, which is going to give us a range of 20 to 49. And in that case, you're getting a discount of 20%. Now 20% is the same as 20 divided by 100 here. And 20 divided by 100 is 0.2 or 0.20. So in that case, your discount is going to be equal to 0.20. Now, what if use the number of packages? Let me just go ahead and, I think I made a mistake here. Okay, use the number of packages. What if use the number of packages is not less than 10, it's not less than 20, it's not less than 50? Then that means we know that number is 50 or above, right? We don't want all the numbers 50 or above. We want the numbers 50 and above, but also we want the numbers 50 or above, but also less than 100. We want it. So if user number of packages is not less than 10 or less than 20 or less than 50, then we know user number of packages is 50 and or above, right? And for all the numbers 50 or above, we want user number of packages. In this case, if it's less than if it's less than 100, then we know that we're dealing with 50 to 99. So in that case, you're getting a 30% discount. So in that case, your discount is going to be equal to 30%. And when you put 30%, or 30% is the same as 30 divided by 100. When you put that in the calculator, you get 0.3 or 0.30. So discount is going to be equal to 0.30. Now, what if that number is not less than 100? Okay, what if user number of packages is not less than 100? What if it's not less than 10, it's not less than 20, it's not less than 50, it's not less than 100? Then that means we're dealing with numbers 100 or more. Okay, so you can just put an else statement here and just do whatever you want to do when the number is not less than 100 or 100 or more. You can just go do an else, because if it's not any of these conditions, then user number of packages will definitely be 100 or more. Or you can go ahead and explicitly state that elif user number of packages is greater than or equal to 100. You can go ahead and do that too. But because if user number of packages, over here, if user number of packages is not less than 10, if it's not less than 20, if it's not less than 50, if it's not less than 100, then I know user number of packages is 100 or above. So in that case, I'm just going to call the else, because if it's not any of these conditions, user number of packages is going to be 100 or more. So in that case, else, then discount for 100 or more, discount is going to be 40%. So discount is going to be equal to 40%, right? When you go ahead and put 40 divided by 100, you're going to get 0.4. Okay, 40% is the same as 40 divided by 100, so which gives you 0.4 or 0.40. All right. Okay. So now we've figured out the sorry. We figured out the discount for each package. Now we can go ahead and calculate how much they're paying. Now I'm tempted to go ahead and call this value discount rate or something. The discount, I just call it discount for now, and then I'll call that the amount. Okay, whatever amount in dollars, I'll call it discount amount, something like that. Over here, we can call this discount rate or something. This is just the rate, either 10% or 20% or 30% or 40%. So you can call it whatever makes sense to you. Okay, so now I've calculated the discount. So I'm going to create another variable. I'm going to call it discount amount. Okay, it's now going to be equal to, okay, it's going to be equal to, let's see, yeah, it's going to be equal to the discount, right? So if it's, let's say if the discount is, let's say 10%, then the discount is going to be discount, which is 10%, okay, off. So hold on one second. So I'm going to go ahead and create something here. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and create a subtotal, right? So subtotal here is just going to be, without any discount. Subtotal is going to be equal to the user number of packages. Subtotal is without any discount. This is how much, how many packages they're buying, okay, times the price of each package, which is package price, which is 99. Okay, so that's going to be the subtotal. Subtotal is going to be equal to the user number of packages times the package price. Then now we can go ahead and calculate the discount amount. Okay, discount amount here. Okay, discount amount now is going to be equal to, so again, if the example, if the discount is, let's say 10%, then we are dealing with 10% of the subtotal. Okay, so 10% of the subtotal. So it's going to be discount. If let's say it's 10%, it's going to be discount off. Okay, you can read the sorry, you can read the multiplication sign as off. So discount off subtotal, like this. Okay, so now we have the discount amount, we have the subtotal, and then we can go ahead and create a total variable, which is going to basically give us how much they're paying. Okay, how much they're paying, minus that discount. So the total is going to be equal to the subtotal, okay, minus the discount amount. Right, so this is the discount amount calculated here. It's going to be basically an amount of the subtotal, and the total is going to be the subtotal minus the discount amount. So now we have the value stored in variables, so we can go ahead and display them. So the program is going to ask the user to enter the amount of packages. We've done that. The program should then display the amount of the discount, if any. So the amount of discount is going to be stored in discount amount. So let's go ahead and display that. Let's start displaying that. So I'm going to call a print function, and the print function is going to basically start displaying the details. So the first thing we are displaying is the amount of the discount. So we're going to say amount of discount is going to be equal to the discount amount, right? But the thing is, if we try over here, discount amount is going to hold basically a float. Sorry about that. Discount amount is going to hold a float over here. If we try to concatenate a float to a string, Python, the interpreter is going to complain that Python is going to complain that it cannot do that implicitly. It cannot do that by itself. So that means we have to go ahead and do it explicitly. We have to do it by ourselves. We have to go ahead and convert this float to a string. But Python will complain that it cannot convert this float to a string implicitly. So we have to go ahead and do it explicitly. So I'm just going to call the str function, which is basically going to convert whatever I put in these parentheses into a string. It's converting this discount amount into a string. Over here, like the int function. The int function is converting whatever the user typed into an int. Over here, we're converting what's in the parentheses into a string. And since this is going to return a string, it's not going to have any problem concatenating a string to a string. Okay, so discount amount is going to be equal to discount amount. But you know what? Since we're going to be formatting this, okay, since we're going to be formatting this as a dollar amount, we have another option. So instead of using the str function, I'm going to just delete that. I'm going to format it. So I'm going to say amount of discount. Amount of discount is going to be equal to the formatted version of discount amount. So I'm going to format discount amount. Now the format function takes two arguments. It takes first what you are formatting. What do you want to format? I want to format the discount amount, and the second argument is how you want it formatted. So basically like a format specifier. Now, because discount amount is a float, I'm going to type in F for float, right? I want it formatted to 2 decimal places. So because of that, I'm going to put the precision right in front of the type, okay? Right in front of the F. So I'm going to put 0.2, meaning I want to format this float to 2 decimal places, meaning 0.2. If I said 0.3, then it will format it to 3 decimal places. And also, I want to put a $ in front of it over here like this. Also, I'm going to put a comma here right in front or right before the precision and the type over here. This is the comma I'm putting in here. And the comma is basically going to put commas where necessary. It's going to put commas where necessary. If, for example, if the number or the discount amount is, let's say, $5,000, it's going to display 5,000. If it was $5 million, it was going to automatically put commas 5,000,000. So putting a comma there before the precision, okay, before the type, is going to put commas where necessary. So by doing this, we formatted this discount amount, and this format function returns a string. So the program wouldn't have any problem concatenating a string that the format function returns to this string over here. So that's another way of basically converting an amount or a float amount to a string. The str function also works, but str function doesn't format it. This formats it. So that's good. All right. So now we've basically displayed the amount of discount. Then I'm going to go ahead and concatenate, okay, with another string here. Okay. I'm going to create a new line character by putting a \n over here. \n together is the new line character. It's basically going to take the cursor to the next line. So anything that comes after this \n is going to display on a new line. It basically creates a new line or a next line. So after this is displayed, I take the cursor to the next line, move to the next line, and I'm going to display the next thing, which is, so after we display the amount of discount, if any, we're going to also display the total amount of the purchase after the discount. And the total amount of the purchase after the discount is going to be equal to the total, okay? Total amount of the purchase after the discount. So the subtotal minus the discount is going to be equal to the total. So I'm going to over here display the total amount. Now I know that I'm going to exceed this line. I'll break it soon. Total amount of the purchase after discount. So total amount is going to be equal to, I'm going to concatenate to the formatted version of total, and I want it formatted as it's a float. I want it formatted to 2 decimal places. Put commas where necessary, and put a $sign in front of it this way. Now it's exceeded this line. I wanted to keep 80 characters in the line, so I'm going to break it somewhere here by typing a \. Before I break it, I type a \, and I hit enter. Okay, so now I have displayed the amount of discount. It's going to be formatted, and the total amount also formatted, and it's going to print that as well. After I have entered, okay, now I'll do that later on. So yeah, I think that's it. We are displaying the amount of the discount, if any, and the total amount of the purchase after the discounts. All right, so let's go ahead and save this and run it and see if it works. I'm going to save this in the folder where I keep all the Python programs. So on the desktop, Python programming challenges chapter 3. And I'll first create a folder, and I'll call this software sales. And I'll also call this software sales.py. And save it. Okay, so it says, please enter number of packages bought. So I'm going to enter an amount of packages, anything less than 10, and see if I get any discount. So anything less than 10, I'm buying 5 packages. I hit enter. Now it says amount of discount, okay, is 0.000. Okay, and total amount is $495. Now each package costs $99. So if I put 5 times 99, I'm getting $495, and I get no discount because I'm buying packages less than 10. I'm buying 10. I'm buying less than 10 packages. Okay, So yeah, that's why I'm getting a discount. This number is not formatted, which is the where is it? Discount amount. I said, I forgot to put 0.2 decimal places. This was when I was showing you if you type in 0.3, you're getting 0.3. You're getting three decimal places. If you type in 0.2, you're getting 2 decimal places. I forgot to change it. So I want it formatted to 2 decimal places and not 3 decimal places. Another thing, you see the way this is jammed together. I want to create a new line after asking the question and before displaying it. So this is when I ask the question. I can start from there. Before I print this, I can go ahead and just put a new line character here like this. Okay. And before basically this new line character is going to take the cursor to the next line. It's going to create a new line. So basically it prints this statement, which is the first statement. But before this amount of discount, is going to be another new line or next line. It's going to move the cursor after printing up to where is it? After printing, where is it? Yeah, before displaying this amount, it's going to take the cursor to the next line like this. So the cursor will be here after asking the user the input. The cursor will be here. But because I'm putting a backslash n, it's going to take the cursor down here before displaying the amount. Okay, it's going to take the cursor down here before displaying the amount of discount and then the total. Right, so that's what I want to do. You can go ahead and do this, and this fixes the problem. Or you can just delete this, and then you can just call the print function on its own. Now, if you call the print function on its own and you type in something here, I'm just going to type in random stuff. Oops, I was supposed to surround it with double quotations. So if I just type in random stuff, I ask the question, I print this before I print out the details. Let's see what happens. I'm going to enter 5 again, hit enter. Now, guess what happened? So what's going to happen is this. It's going to display, ask the question. It's going to display this string here before displaying the amount in the total. Now, that's what happens when you call the print function. By default, okay, when you call the print function, it prints whatever you want it to print. So it's printed this here, right here. But by default, the print function creates a new line after printing whatever you've told it to print. So after printing the statement, the print function created the next line, meaning it took the cursor to the next line. It took the cursor to the next line, or it creates a new line. It moved the cursor to a new line before printing amounts of discount. So if you basically call the print function without typing anything in there, you are basically printing nothing over here. So basically, there's going to be nothing printed here. But because it's a print function, and by default, the cursor creates a text there, or the cursor moves to the next line. After printing nothing over here, the cursor is still going to move over here to the next line before printing out this output. So if I call this, I save this again and I type in 5 and I hit enter. I see that the cursor move. Okay, the cursor moves to the next line before printing amount of discount. That's another way you can do it. Or you can just stick with the first one that I just did by just putting a /n, which basically does the same thing. It creates a new line. After displaying this, it takes the cursor to. After displaying this, the cursor will be here. So by creating the /n, the cursor will move to another line before amounts of discount and the total amount is displayed. So I'm going to try this again. Type in 5, hit enter, and the same thing happens. Okay, so now 5, we are getting a discount of $0, right? And you're paying the full amount. What if I entered 22? No, 22 falls in anything less than over here. Let's see. Over here, it falls in this range. It falls in 20 to 49, right? 20 to 49. So 20 to 49, we're getting where is it? We're getting a 10% 10%. So let's see over here, 10 to less than 10, or less than 10, we're getting 0. You know what? Let me try something like, let's say 10, anything between 10 and 19. We're supposed to get 10%. So 10 and 19 is anything less than 20. So I'm going to try 15. 15 is less than 20, so I get 10%. So let's try 15 before we move up. So 15 and 15 packages, right? So if we have 15 packages over here, 15 times 99 is going to be our subtotal, 1485. But because I get 10%, because anything less than 20, but anything less than 20, anything less than 20, but so if the package is not less than 10, then that means it's 10 and above. But we want the numbers 10 and above, but also less than 20, so 10 to 19. So anything 10 to 19, we're getting a 10% discount, and 10% of 1485 is basically 1485 times 10%, which is 0.10, gives us 148.50, and it's correct over here. Now if you subtract 148.50, now the total, we were buying 15, okay, $99 each, was 1485. If you subtract the discount from it, 148.50, you are getting 1336.50, and you realize that it's formatted nicely with a $ commas and to 2 decimal places. So 1336.50, and this is correct. So this is going to work for all of them. Let's try another one. Let's try so for 20 to 49. So anything less than 50, okay, over here, if the user number of packages is not less than 10, if it's not less than 20, that means it's 20 and above. And for all the numbers 20 and above, we also want the ones less than 50. So anything 20 and above, but also less than 50, we have a 20% discount. So I'm going to enter 22. And so 20% discount, right? So 22, first of all, times the retail price 99. This is no discount applied. We're getting 2178. But because we're getting 20%, so 20% of 2178 is basically 2178 times 0.20, which is the same as 0.2. So that basically we are getting a 435.60 discount, right? Now we're getting to 435.60 is the discount. Now we're buying 22, right? 22 times the 99 gives us the subtotal. That's the raw value without any discount. If you subtract the discount, which is 435.60 from it, we're getting $1,742.40. $1,742.40. So this is correct over here, and it's going to work for all of them. Anything 100 or more, we are getting 40%, and we can just try that just to see. So 100 or more, let's just try that. So I'm going to buy 101, and 101 times 99 is basically the subtotal, which is $9,999. Because we are getting 40% of that, okay, 40% of that. So 40% of 999 is 9999 times 0.40, which is the same as 40%. Gives us 3999.60, and you can tell that's the discount over here. Okay, so now 101 was the amount we were buying over here. If you multiply by 99, that gives us a subtotal. This was how much we were paying, 9999. If you subtract the discounts from it, we are getting $5,999.40, and over here you can see it's $5,999.40. So this program works. And yeah, if you have any questions, please comment down below, and I'll do everything to respond to them. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next program. All right, bye-bye.